Okay, so this will be the dual pivot by the way that you have to base in your examination. So for that one, for the first pivot, you just have to put P1, which will be the first element, which will be the 45, and your P2, which will be the last element, which will be the 18. So the rule upon the rule that being discussed as if the P1 and P2 is definitely if P1 is greater than to the pivot two, you have to interchange them so that the P1 must be less than and P2 must be greater than. So what will be going to happen in here, swap P1 and so therefore your P1 right now is 18 and your P2 right now is also 45. Now, how you will need to do in this one, you have to illustrate element less than with a P1. And then this is the case that you will need to do in your examination and put the P1 right there. Then afterwards, we have to illustrate the element which is greater than the P1 or and element less than the P2. Then you have to put right there the P2. Then you have to put there as well the element greater than the P2. This is the organization that you have to follow then. This will be the basis that you will begin to base in your examination. So element, your P1 that is definitely you will put. So let me just create a table for you to have it so that it will be simple for you to understand. So something like that. So let me just bring that here. Okay. Then the P1, then the middle. So it will be easy for you to understand or picture out. Now, this is your basis. So your P1 is 18 and your P2 is 45. Now we'll begin to check here based on that. Does 56, is it, what is 56? That is that less than the P1? No, that's not. So you will begin as per checking that is greater than the P2, you can just put that right there. And then 17, is it, where is it? Is it less than to the P1? Yes, that's correct. And you can just put that right there. But accordingly as well, you will not begin to sort that accordingly. You will just keep at this because you will be going to search that incrementally here. For the 10, we'll begin to check that is look belong here and put that there. For the 53, you can definitely, that is greater than to 502, you can put that right there. You will not be going to sort it yet because you will begin to do it recursively later on. The 14, that is less than to the pivot 1, and just put that right there. 16 as well is less than to the pivot 1. 78 is definitely greater than, so you can put that right there. 20 is greater than to P1 and less than to the P2, and put that in the middle. And 18 is definitely the pivot. So right now, pivot is already sorted. Pivot is already sorted. P1, 18. So you can just put right there 18 is sorted. Then 45 is sorted. So you will just have to update that 17, 10, 14, 16, then partition, then 18 is already sorted. Then 20 is not, you will not begin to put that there yet since we'll begin to check that recursively. So we do have partition right there. So 18 and 45 is already the sorted array. Now afterwards, you will begin to go ahead and base that here. We'll need to check accordingly. Let me just copy that here, this table, so that we could be able to just I don't know. Let me just remove the arrays. No, no. Just a second. Let me just remove the elements. Okay. So let me just go ahead and just copy as I said that we could be able to duplicate that. Now, what you will need to do here, basically, you will be going through find the P1 here and P2 for that left subarrays. So by checking with that element, your pivot one is definitely 17. Then you will not begin to put that here. P1 is 17. Then your P2 is definitely 16. So since they are definitely contradict with the rule, so you have to swap P1 and P2. So what will gonna happen? You will begin to your P1 will become 16 and your P2 will become 17. So for this one right now, put that here 17. Okay. Okay, all right. So let's start. So sorry, just for a second. Okay. Let me just fix it because my puppy is, you know, uh napakulit. Just a moment. Let me just fix it. Right. Okay, where are we? Shall we continue now? We'll begin to visit 10 right now here. What is 10? When you will begin to compare that 110 is less than the P1, you just have to put that right here. 14, what is 14? That is less than as well. So you can just put that right there. So what you will need to do right now, since 16 is your pivot as well, then 17 is your pivot, so you will not begin to do something with that one. So for now, what you will need to do, you will also need to indicate your none, and you have to indicate none. So you have to update in your array. So updating the array, we were able to put here 16 is sorted and 17 is returned. Now your update will become 10, 14, and then 16, then since none, so 17 directly, since none, 18, then 20, then 45, then 56, 53, and 70. Now for this one here, what you will need to do, you will begin to um you will need to do here you will be going to recursively do this here for the 10. So your pivot right now, you have to select T1. So earlier we're able to sort this accordingly. 16, 17, 18, and 45. Now doing it recursively right now, you just have to put as well steps. Don't forget that. Step 1. And here then, this will be the step 2. And then here, step 3. So your P1 right now will be 10. Your P2 will be 14. So that does not contradict. So you will not begin to swap anything. So it will become 10 here and it will be 14 here. So you can just put none since there's no element that we will be able to sort, none and none. So since everything was already taken, you can just 10 is sorted and 14 as well sorted. So you will be going through update that as well. Since that is already sorted, you can just 10, 14, 16, 17, 18, then 20, then 45, then 56, 53, and 78. So since we this is everything sorted here, we could be able to also um consider that we're able to check 20 already, so you can just assume that it is already sorted. So that is only one. So what you will need to do right now, you will proceed with the step 4 based on the element of 56, 53, and 78. Whereas your P1 will become 56 and your P2 will become 78. Pairing with that one, there's no such thing that you will begin to swap then. So you have to proceed. So 56 and 70. So sorry. So 53 is the only element that you will begin to check right there. So element is less than with the P1. So you can just put that accordingly here. So there's nothing that we will begin to visit anymore. So you can just definitely go ahead specify that right there 56 is sorted. Then 78 is sorted. And of course, you can also put that here, indicate that none, indicate as none as well. So for this one right now, what you will need to do, update. So for your update, it will be 10, 14, 16, 17, 18. Since 20 is already visited earlier. Then 53. So that is the partition 53 and 56 and 70. So given that you've already sorted this element here then. Now, since 53 is the only one left, you can just assume that as well that if the 53 is already sorted. So you can just put 53 is sorted and you can just bring the final. Final will become 10, 14, 16, 17, 18, 20, 53, 56, and 70. So that's the final basis. So you make sure that you will begin to follow this organization as well.